We've got 5 first starters in race number 4, which certainly makes it a little bit more interesting. But the starters look like this for the 1200-metre Class 4 contest. Nice Kick was a course and distance winner on New Year's Day. Lucky Volatility won over the 1,000 metres on debut, was impressive. Shanghai Dragon third on debut at a big price. The Debutants, Exhilarating Time, Fully Charged, Honest Way, Horse Bullet, Silver Fig. Magic Success gets a gear change, blinkers go on, as they do for Supreme Witness, and everyone's favourite, Xiang Huang Qi. Hasn't shown much in 4 starts so far. I think I just about got through that one. It's speed map to have a look at this one, Brett. With the first starters, that's the barrier door inside to out. When they land, Exhilarating Time, the first starter, should be in front.
Should be,
Could be.
I think it's a high possibility, Andrew, no doubt about that. He has shown terrific gate speed in his trials. He's had a stress fracture, a little bit of a setback back in August of last year, but he's likely to roll forward. Lucky Volatility, of course, was another very impressive young horse when he made his debut. He didn't lead, but he wasn't far away. I think Magic Success will try and find a little spot a little closer, even though he is coming back in trip. Silver Fig potentially can race handy. So of the 2 newcomers, Exhilarating Time and Silver Fig are likely to be in the first half. The others, you would think, Fully Charged, and then you've got Horse Bullet as well, and Honest Way. They're probably going to struggle through the first few hundred metres. But, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Exhilarating Time find the rail. Yeah,
that's an interesting race. Like that new move as well, Paul. It's fancy, isn't it?
Yep, like you on the dance floor, no doubt. It moved pretty fancy there, so it's all good. But let's have a look at the track work. London Master's been up for a while and he's had a good season to date with David Ferraris. Really stretches out nicely here in his track work. Umberto Rispoli will take them out on race day. Barrier 13 for him. Shanghai Dragon just getting his head up a little bit here, as you can see. I just thought it was worth showing that, but he did go well on debut. Another one with a little bit of an awkward draw here of 14, but he's come on from that debut run, of which he ran very nicely. Exhilarating Time with Joe Moreira aboard. He's doing the work on this. Hill Road on race day, barrier number 1. Will probably start right in the market, this one as well. Exhilarating Time. He's a son of Striker. We've got a couple of strikers in this.
Interesting, isn't it? And Christo can get one ready first time.
Yeah, the other one in the race, Supreme Witness, has got blinkers first time too, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was potentially able to kick up a little closer in the early stages.
All right, well, let's have a look at Lucky Volatility as the first place will start. This was on debut. $20 chance as well, but did it quite nicely.
Jenny mentioned from the paddock, Paul, that he was probably potentially looking a little bit underdone, so good solid effort.
Yeah, it was a really good run from him, and with natural improvement, he's going to run well again. I've got no doubt. I've snuck him in. I think he'll run nicely.
Yeah, I've got him in too. Yep. It's a pretty tough 1,000 metres, that straight 1,000.
Thou Shalt Sing was well beaten, with maybe a little excuse though last time, wasn't he, by Refined Treasure?
Yeah, he was. He got a bit further back. He missed the start, didn't he? So there was little excuse.
The other thing in the favour of Lucky Volatility, he's had a longer break between the runs too.
Yeah, very true. All right, so let's have a look at some of these first starters then, starting off with Silver Fig, a grey, by Hard Spun, Tony Millard and Chad Schofield.
He's had 3 trials and he's been well wound up. Now, Chad gave him 1 whack with a whip there and the horse immediately responded. I liked the way he responded when he was just asked to focus. And you can see the best part of his trial, this last 50 metres when he ran away, he's 1,088 pounds. He's well tuned up for this. I think he'll run well.
He's sort of like a lightly frame type of horse who looks a fair bit all of legs, you know, he's just real leggy. But I'm with Paul, I like the way he moved there. This is a jump and run type here, Exhilarating Time.
Yeah, not a bad run from him as well in this particular trial. Now, he had 6 trials in Australia before he got here, and he's had 3 trials here, so he's very well educated coming into this. He's had 9 trials in total. And he's 1,239 pounds, so he's a big boy. But it was not a bad trial from him.
He's had a right humorous stress fracture back in August last year, which is why he's not racing until he's 4, but he can gallop.
All right, so that's Joe Moreira Christo. And this is Honest Way, the Per Incanto 3-year-old. Wide gates, but the trials have looked all right.
Yeah, I think the 1,200 will suit him over the 1,000 because the way he hit the line here and coming through the middle, I thought wasn't a bad trial from this horse as well. So I think he goes okay. He's not far away. Look, I didn't find a spot for him of the newcomers, but you can see he was going nicely enough. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ran well. 1,400 might be his go.
Yeah, a bit of a high knee action there in front, but he looks like he gallops along okay. I think he'd probably feel at through the first few hundred metres, but he'll hit the line okay.
All right, potentially trappy here, Paul. How have you played it?
Well, I'm going to go with a couple of the first starters. So there's a little bit of unknown there. But I'm going to go with Silver Fig to beat Exhilarating Time. I've just went for Silver Fig. He's quite forward. I know Exhilarating Time is too. He's well educated, Exhilarating Time. But I just like the way he responded when he was asked to do something Silver Fig. So we've got him on top to beat Exhilarating Time. And then in the two horses that we know a little bit about, Lucky Volatility and Nice Kick. 9, 5, 2 and 1. I did suggest that we maybe back Silver Fig for a win. He's a $6.20 chance. You might want to throw a couple in for Quinn Ellis.
It's a 1,200 metre race, short run to the first bend. You've got a big field and half of them haven't had a lot of experience. So there is the make-up there of potentially a little bit of a messy race. I think Magic Success coming back to 1,200 with blinkers on. Loved his third behind Nice Kick 3 back. Since then, I think he's had a couple of little excuses. Lucky Volatility, Exhilarating Time, and then Supreme Witness, Silver Fig, flip of the coin, ended up with a 12 in. But I'm happy to take the 10 each way from a betting perspective.
Yeah, I've definitely got him in. I've gone with Lucky Volatility. I think the step up in trip and some natural improvement. Toughen up a bit, he'll be tough to beat. Right, that was race number 4. Another quick break for us. Race number 5 is the first leg of the T10.